We build telescopes to see the edge of the universe and drill toward the center of the Earth. But the greatest unsolved mystery in all of science might be sitting right behind your eyes: your own mind. Every night, it invents entire worlds while you sleep. It can heal your body with nothing but belief. It can be switched off and back on by chemicals we don't fully understand. And somehow, out of it, comes you. The feeling of being someone. We've mapped the brain in extraordinary detail. And yet, some of the most basic questions about the mind, science still can't answer. In this video, we're looking at 5 things about the human mind that researchers still can't fully explain. Not the paranormal, just real neuroscience and the questions it hasn't cracked. We'll start with something that happens to you every single night. Every night, as you fall asleep, your brain does something strange. It cuts you off from the outside world and builds another one. Vivid, emotional, often bizarre. You wander through places that don't exist, talk to people who aren't there, and believe all of it, completely, until you wake. We dream for years in total, across a lifetime. And here's the strange part. After more than a century of study, we still don't really know why. There are strong theories. Dreaming may help us rehearse threats in safety. It may help the brain sort and store memories overnight. It may help us process difficult emotions. But none of these fully explains it, and they may all be partly true. One of the most universal human experiences, something you do every night of your life, remains, at its core, a mystery. The next one is stranger still. Your mind can heal your body. Give someone a pill with no medicine in it, just sugar, and tell them it's a powerful drug. Often they get better. Real pain fades, symptoms ease. This is the placebo effect, and it's one of the most reliably observed and least understood things in medicine. It isn't imaginary. Brain scans show that a placebo can trigger the release of the body's own painkillers and light up the same neural circuits as a real drug. In 2024, researchers even traced a specific pathway in the brain that dials pain down, activated by belief alone. But that's the mystery. How does an expectation, a thought, an idea, reach into the body and produce a genuine physical change? Why does it work for some conditions and not others, and even work sometimes when people know it's a placebo? We can measure it. We use it as the baseline in every drug trial. We still can't fully explain it. The next mystery lasts only a second. You step into a room you've never entered before, and suddenly, you're certain you've been here, in this exact moment, saying these exact words. It passes in a heartbeat. It's called Déjà Vu, French for already seen, and most people feel it now and then. It's fiendishly hard to study because it strikes without warning and vanishes just as fast. But researchers have narrowed it to the memory systems in the brain and to a handful of competing ideas. Maybe 2 memory processes that normally fire together briefly fall out of sync. Maybe you glimpsed something a split second before you consciously noticed it, so it feels like a second viewing. Maybe a signal of familiarity fires by mistake with no real memory behind it. Each theory captures part of it, none fully nails it. A tiny glitch in the machinery of memory, and we still can't say exactly what causes it. The next mystery we rely on completely and understand surprisingly little. Every day, in operating rooms around the world, people are taken to the very edge of existence and brought back. General anesthesia doesn't just numb pain or send you to sleep. It switches off consciousness itself. For hours, you are simply not there. No awareness, no sense of time, no you. And then, on cue, you return. We've been doing this for over 170 years, and yet, astonishingly, we still don't fully understand how it works. We know the molecules involved. Anesthetics act on tiny channels in your brain cells, but how that scales up to erase consciousness entirely is still debated. Does it work from the bottom up, silencing the brain's arousal centers? Or from the top down, breaking the communication between regions that binds your experience together? Every day, millions of times a year, we safely turn a mind off and on again, using a process we can't completely explain. Which brings us to the deepest mystery of all. Right now, as you watch this, something is happening that no one can explain. Light is hitting your eyes, signals are firing through your brain. That part we understand. But somewhere in there, those signals become an experience. The redness of red, the sound of this voice, the feeling of being you, here, now. This is what philosophers call the hard problem of consciousness. We can trace which brain regions light up, we can watch neurons fire, but no one can explain why any of it should feel like anything at all, why there's someone home instead of just machinery running in the dark. After decades of neuroscience, the gap between physical brain activity and subjective experience remains wide open. Some researchers think we're missing a piece. A few even wonder if consciousness might be a fundamental part of reality itself, like space or time. The most familiar thing in your entire life, the fact that you are experiencing anything at all, is the thing science understands least. You are the mystery. 5 questions, 1 mind. Why we dream. How belief heals. The glitch of déjà vu. The off switch of anesthesia. And the simple, staggering fact that you are aware at all. What they share is this. We've searched the oceans, the stars, and the depths of the earth for the unknown. And the deepest mystery of all has been with us the whole time, looking out through our own eyes. The final frontier isn't out there. It's in here. If you want to keep exploring the unknown, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.